so it's splits timber. Last week we worked on front. This week we'll be working on external rotation. So that's middle split stretches at the end. I will be using this band for a couple of different reasons. So any type of band you have is fine, but long and stretchy will give you more options. And then I have injured my neck in Andre's Kips and Flicks workshop. So I'll also be using a ball. So the reason I'll be using the ball is to take the strain out of my neck. I'll be popping it behind my back when we're upright so that I'm not working so hard to keep my chin tucked in and the back of the neck nice and long. You don't need this. It's just if you've got one, you can use it. But the strap, I think, will become a little bit more important. Just one sec. My partner's in a meeting and the dog's barking. He wanted to go out on the balcony. Just going to pin myself and turn on, what did I just do? Turn on the original audio. Beautiful. Okay, so you can see my mat. I'll just angle that down a tiny little bit more. And then I can see all of you on this screen here. In fact, I don't even need to have that so far away. I can bring you guys right up close to my face so I can watch you and correct you without having to strain. That's going to be fantastic. All right, so let's get down on our backs and get started. We're doing studio Pilates mat work. Our focus is our external rotators today and our middle splits stretches. So we're starting on our back. Just let your pelvis drop really heavy down into the ground, and then let your shoulders broaden and soften into the floor. Chin is tucked in, back of the neck's nice and long. If you don't feel like that's true for you, roll in the end of the mat or take something that will prop your head up and prevent you from going into chin poke. From here, we're going to just make sure that our pelvis is in neutral. Just check first for the train tracks. Hips, knees, and second or third toes. Not too close to the bum with the feet. And then thumbs in the belly button, first two fingers of both hands on the pubic bone. And this diamond is going to help us find neutral pelvis. So nothing moves below the belly button. Curl up from the ribs, look at that diamond on your hips, and make tiny adjustments until that is perfectly horizontal to the ground, still protecting that little gap under the middle of the back. Then you can tuck your chin in, rest your head back down. We're going to practice now switching on our T-zone. To do that, we lift the pelvic floor up the vertical line and dish the hip bones in and across on the horizontal line. Both of those things happen on an exhale through the mouth. To begin the practice, we inhale through the nose to the backs and sides of the ribs. Exhaling through the mouth, we lift the pelvic floor up and dish across the hips. So that's our horizontal and our vertical line. Hold that T-zone as you breathe in. And release it nice and slowly as you breathe out. Now we want to be able to get really good with doing this without squeezing our butt. It's just the pelvic floor and transverse abdominals. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, you're lifting your pelvic floor without squeezing your glutes. You're dishing your hip bones in without pushing the back down. Hold that for another inhale. And slowly soften as you exhale. Good, let's check with our fingertips that we can feel those muscles switching on. So take the fingers to the hip crests, slide them in an inch, and then dig them firmly down into the belly. Inhale to prepare. Exhaling as we lift and dish. Holding that T-zone contraction as we breathe in, keeping the glutes soft. And then slowly releasing as we breathe out. One last time, we want to feel the muscles kick into the fingertips and then slowly melt away. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, T-zone gradually tightens. Hold it with the breath in. And feel them melt away as you slowly breathe out. Excellent. We're going to come into arm prep now. So bringing the arms up onto the horizontal. Onto the vertical, sorry. We'll extend them back overhead as we exhale, but be very careful that you keep your ribs knitting down towards the hips and the shoulders broad and flat, pressing into the mat. T-zone tight to 4 out of 10 as we breathe in, extending the arms back till the thumbs touch the ground as we breathe out. Extend them back up to the ceiling as we inhale, extend them away overhead as we exhale. Arms reach up to ceiling, breathe in, arms extend back overhead, breathe out. So we're looking for nice, long, straight arms, a nice fluid movement through the shoulder, keeping the ribs down and the belly hollow, and maintaining our neutral spine and neutral pelvis. Just getting our postural setting warmed up. Last one here. Inhale those hands up and turn them around. Exhale, pop them back down on the ground. Bent knee fallout is our next exercise today. So we're going to inhale the T-zone tight and keep the left hip and left knee still. As we exhale, take the right knee out to the side. Inhale, bring it back to the starting position. Now we switch to the opposite side, keeping the right hip and the right knee still as the left hip moves away. Coming back to our start position, I need you to imagine that someone is holding your hip bones together on the front of the low part of your belly. Cool, so that the hip bones aren't allowed to splay as one leg at a time shifts from side to side. We exhale, open out, roll to the little toe edge of the foot, and we inhale to press that foot completely back down onto the mat. Looking good. Exhale, opening out. Inhale, replacing it down. One more on each side. Exhale it away. Inhale it back. We're going to come into lift and extend now. T-zone tight. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, extend it out in a straight line. Bring it back up to tabletop position and exhale, replace it down on the ground. Left leg, lift on the in-breath. Extend it out on the out-breath. Lift it back up as you inhale. Pop it down as you exhale. Good. Lift on the breath in. Extend on the breath out. Lift on the inhale. Replace on the exhale. One more time. Lift on the breath in. Extend on the breath out. Lift on the breath in. Replace on the breath out. Keeping that pelvis in neutral, we're going to move into our single leg circle. So T-zone tight, inhale, extend the right leg long and straight. Squeeze the thigh, reach through the ankle, pointy toe. Exhale down the straight line, turn it out, semicircle up and around. So we stay in neutral on the way down and we semicircle it up and around. I need you to keep your left hip really heavy on the floor and the hips stay even, the left knee's nice and still. You can make your semicircle bigger as long as everything else is stable. Let's switch the direction now. Exhale the right leg down. Inhale it back up the straight line. Turn it out at the top, circle down and away. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, circle down and away. Good, controlling, resting the shoulders down on the ground, keeping them nice and flat. Beautiful. Bring that right leg back up to the top of the movement, bend the knee and press it down onto the ground. Left leg's turn, so really heavy through the pelvis, neutral spine. T-zone tight, we inhale, reach long through those left pointy toes and trace it down the straight line as we exhale. Turn out, so that means the heel lifts up as we circle the leg up and around. Bring it back into neutral, trace it down, lift your heel, circle up and around. Good, neutral on the lower, turn out on the lift. Keep that right hip and that right knee super still. Inhaling it up, squeezing that leg long and straight. Exhaling it down. Let's change the direction. Down the straight line on the exhale, up on the breath in. Turn it out so the heel lifts at the top and we circle the pinky toe down to the ground. Lifting in neutral, turn out, little toe circling down and away. Nice. Just 2 more here. Remember, you need to be challenged, so make it as big as you can control. Work on your pointy toes. Last one. Inhale it up and exhale it down. We're going to do something a little bit new today. I'm going to create a more complex warm-up exercise from the lift and extend and the single leg circle. So we're going to do 4 and it'll alternate from leg to leg. I'll demo for you first. I inhale my T-zone tight, right leg up. Exhale, I extend it away. I'm going to come up the straight line, circle down and around, lift it back in, and then place it down. Cool? Let's practice that together. T-zone tight tabletop position, inhale. Extend the leg out long and straight, exhale. Sweep the leg up, breathe in, turn out, circle away, breathe out. Inhale back to tabletop, exhale, pop it on the floor. Other side, T-zone tight, lift. Exhale, extend. Inhale to the ceiling, exhale, semicircle. Lift to tabletop, breathe in, replace on the ground, breathe out. Right leg, lift, inhale, extend, exhale. Up the straight line, breathe in, circle away, breathe out. Tabletop, inhale, replace it, exhale. Lift left leg, breathe in, stretch it, breathe out. Lift, inhale, circle, exhale. Tabletop, breathe in, on the ground, pause. Okay, we're going to do that in the other direction now. So lift and extend with the single leg circle. We're going to extend that leg, lift it and circle it out. So when we go here, circle it out to the side, down the straight line, pick it back up, pop it back down. All right, let's all start together. Right leg. T-zone tight, we inhale, extend it out long and straight, exhale. Turn out, semicircle up, breathe in, lower down close to the ground, breathe out. Tabletop position, inhale, right leg to the floor, exhale. Left side, tabletop, breathe in. Extend it low, breathe out. Turn out, circle up, inhale, trace it down, exhale. Tabletop, breathe in, to the floor, breathe out. Right leg lifts, inhale. Extend it out, exhale. Turn out, sweep up, breathe in, and trace it down, breathe out. Tabletop, inhale, replace, exhale. Last one, left side, breathe in, extend, breathe out, circle out, inhale, lower down, exhale. Lift and bend, breathe in, on the ground, all done. Nice. So that's our warm-up set of exercise. Let's get into our abdominal curl series. Fingertips to the base of the skull, please. Elbows and collarbones broad. Elbows stay out nice and wide. T-zone tight. We inhale, curling up over the ribs, eyes on the thighs. We exhale. Take it back down as we breathe in. Now, if you're feeling really comfortable with this, you're getting a good amount of curl. Your belly staying flat and your mid-back staying lifted off the mat, you can go immediately to level 2. Exhale, extending the arms. Inhale, replacing them at the base of the skull. So exhale, curl up, extend, replace, elbows open, return. Good, keep going. And if you want to go all the way to level 3, you can keep the arms extended, really reaching long, shoulders hugging in, roll down on the breath in, curl up on the breath out. This is all about this part of your ribs curling down and contracting towards the hips. And all the head has to do is keep that chin to chest posture. Your abs do the rest. Everything in the upper part of your abdomen is working to lift you all the way to the tips of your shoulder blades. Last one. We're going to bring it up into our tabletop position now. So keep shoulders down on the ground. Lift the right leg up. Inhale, T-zone tight. Bring the left leg up, exhale. Rib to hip connection. I want you to imagine that this part of your back is now scooping down towards the ground without lifting your tailbone. So you just have to feel your ribs dish down to your hips. You can squeeze the knees and the ankles together and bring the fingertips to the base of the skull, repeating this exercise now in tabletop. Inhale, T-zone tight, 5 or 6 out of 10. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, roll down. Exhale, curl up. We want to get onto the tips of those shoulder blades, crown of the head up to the ceiling, ribs curling down, eyes on the thighs. If you want to go to level 2, extend. Then inhale, replace. Exhale, lift and extend. Inhale, replace and roll down. If you want to go to level 3, you can keep those arms extended. Come back down as you breathe in. Curl up and reach as you breathe out. Good. Nice work, guys. Chin tucked in, back of the neck long. Wherever you are, you've got 3 more. Last one. Hug the knees in, give them a squeeze. We're going to go for 2 circles in one direction over the low back, and then 2 circles in the other direction over the low back. I see Anita's finally warmed up. She can take the jacket off. Popping your feet down on the ground now. We're coming back into neutral pelvis. The quickest way to return to neutral pelvis, place your diamond down, lift the head, set, and relax. We're going to come to fingertips, base of the skull. It's time to start shaping the waist. We're working on our external obliques in this next section. T-zone tight, we inhale. Tight, take the right rib to the left hip as we exhale. Inhale it back down, exhale to switch sides. So we're trying to keep the elbows and the collarbones open as we exhale, curl over. Inhale, control down. Really think about your pelvic floor staying on throughout the movement. About that space across the hip bone, staying nice and tight. The T-zone has to remain strong. And if you're feeling confident with this, you can extend the arm across to the opposite thigh. Make sure the elbow is open as we control back down to the ground. Exhale, curl up, extend. Inhale, roll down, replace. All right, take a break here. We're going to inhale the T-zone tight, left leg lifts to tabletop. Exhale, ribs curl down to hips as the right leg follows. So we're now in more of an imprinted spine. We're going to take the fingertips to the base of the skull. You can squeeze the knees and ankles together, continuing here. T-zone tight, breathe in. Left rib to right hip, breathe out. Inhale it down, switch it over to the other side. I want you to keep that chin tucked in and the back of the neck nice and long, the same shape throughout the movement. Good, exhaling it over. Really focus on keeping the hips and legs very still. And you can extend the opposite arm and bring it down. Extending over, replacing. Let me see you, keep going with that. Nice. Just be conscious that your feet are at the same height as your knees and that they haven't gone floppy. Keep some energy in those feet. Good. Last two. And this time we'll finish with the right arm reaching over to the left. That'll be your last one. Hug the knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze. 3 circles in one direction. 3 circles in the other direction. Okay, bring those legs back up to tabletop position now. T-zone tight. Shoulders down flat. Hands pressing to the mat. We're going to do our single toe tap. So T-zone tight, we inhale. Right tiptoe comes down as we exhale. Lift it back up. Breathe in. Left tiptoe down, breathe out. We're going to do 2 more rounds of these, so 3 rounds in total. Make sure you find a little challenge. Rib to hip connection. Good. All right, now try this with me. Squeezing the knees and ankles together. T-zone tight, we inhale. Take your tiptoes down close to your bottom as you exhale. Back flat, belly flat. Inhale, lift them up slowly. Exhale the right leg down. Inhale it up. Exhale the left leg down. Inhale it up. Exhale, squeeze the legs together, both toes come down. Inhale it up. Right leg on the exhale. Inhale it up. Left leg on the exhale. Inhale it up. You look good, guys. Come on, belly flat, both tiptoes reach the ground. If they don't make the ground, that's fine, but I need your back and your belly to stay flat. Inhale it up slowly. Right leg on the exhale. Inhale, lift. Left leg on the exhale. Inhale, lift. Both tiptoes slow on the exhale. Inhale, lift. You got 1 more round. Let me watch you. 1 leg at a time. I need you to be really careful that you're not moving your pelvis to take your toes to the ground. It needs to be a lengthening through the hip and a contraction in your underbutt. Good. And then you can hug your knees wide. Take them out wide to the sides of your ribs and rock your spine from side to side. I think we'll agree we're warm now. Just going to move my camera a little closer. You won't have to look at so much mess. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is the button I want. There we are. Beautiful. Okay, next exercise. Bicycle legs. We're going to do this curled up. So I'm going to use the ball. If you've got your ball and you want to do that and put it right on your crop top or bra strap, is pretty much where it sits. You can use that as well. I get it in the middle. Fingertips to the base of the skull, elbows and collarbones nice and wide. Bring it up one leg at a time to tabletop position. I need you to find neutral pelvis. Sometimes if we're lifted on a ball, we have a tendency to over tuck. So keep the pubic bone pressing down, rib to hip connection nice and flat. T-zone tight, we inhale, extend the right leg out as we exhale. Bring it back as we breathe in, extend the left leg as we breathe out. Bring it back on the inhale, right leg on the exhale, back on the inhale, left leg on the exhale. I want you to look at your ankles, look at your toes. Keep them nice and long and pointed. Head is lifted, chin tucking in, rib to hip connection. Good. Coming back to your start position, we're going to connect the toes, turn the knees to the side. Take a breath in, crunch up, extend the fingertips. Inhale, prepare, pulse 1, 2, 3. Bring the hands back, close the knees. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, open and reach. Inhale to hold, pulse. 1, 2, 3. Inhale it back, exhale and pulse. Inhale it back, exhale and pulse. Inhale it back, exhale and pulse. One more time, keep that tailbone down. All right, we can get rid of the ball and come to the ground. How are those abs? We know where they are. We're getting warm. I'm warm. I might take my sweater off. We're going to come into our 100s preps now. Pilates 100s preps. And then our 100s, nutcrackers, and beats. Okay. Down nice and low on the floor. Tabletop position to begin. Arms are going to be in arm prep. Cool, so we've got arms in arm prep, legs in tabletop. T-zone tight, we inhale. Scoop the arms around as you curl up on your exhale. Come back to your start position as you breathe in. Scoop up, sweep the arms around as you breathe out. Lower on the inhale, curl up on the exhale. Let's add the legs now. As you exhale and curl up, squeeze the thighs to take the toes to the ceiling. Inhale, control down, real careful to tabletop. Exhale, curl up, squeeze and extend. Inhale, control down, careful with those heels. Exhale to curl up. When you inhale it down, the fingertips point to the ceiling. When you exhale, curl up, the fingertips sweep past the hips. Inhale, replace. Exhale, curl up and stretch. 2 more, let me just watch you. Good, exhale, curl up, big stretch. Good work, guys. These are looking great. Last one. Take a quick break. For this breast, I want you to take your arms and legs out long and straight. Have a nice big stretch. I'm going to use my ball under my low back for my Pilates 100s today. If you have a ball and you would like to be more upright, please feel free to join me. Okie dokie. Coming into our tabletop position. Hands on the outer edges of the thighs. We're just going to do it. You're all seasoned Pilates professionals. I've seen you all do this before. Come up into your tabletop. Chin tucked in, back of the neck nice and long. T-zone tight, we inhale, extend long through the fingertips as you exhale. Roll the shoulders, squeeze that pelvic floor as you breathe in. 5 pulses of the arms as you breathe out. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. If your neck doesn't enjoy this, you can support with one hand and continue pulsing with the other hand. But the objective of our Pilates 100s is that we stay in one shape and inhale for 5 pulses, exhale for 5 pulses until we've hit 100 pulses. If you'd like more of a challenge this morning, you can go ahead and extend your legs, keeping your tailbone pressing down into the ground as you inhale for 5 pulses of the arms and exhale for 5 pulses of the arms. If you want to really fire it up, you can externally rotate the legs so the heels and the knees still touch. Energize the heels so the feet are flexed, push them away, find that boat dish shape through the belly as you inhale for 5 pulses and exhale for 5 pulses. Now you can always revert, okay? If you find that you're too challenged, bring it back a level, bring it back 2 levels, but please don't put your feet on the floor. I need you to keep breathing, keep squeezing, keep pulsing. Inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, exhaling 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the curl up comes from squeezing your ribs down towards your hips. So I want you to think about your front ribs curling down towards your hips, and that's going to help you lift your crown closer to the ceiling. As you inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. You're here for another 10 seconds. You look amazing. Relax your face, control the breath. Counting for the inhales, counting for the exhales for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Good work. Take your knees in, give them a squeeze, roll some circles over the low back. Really nice. Good, good, good. So we're going to do the nutcracker as singles today, and then the last exercise we're going to do is our beats. Cool. So nutcracker singles. What are they? Let me show you. In a nutcracker single, I start in my tabletop position. I'm going to curl up, extend my arms and my legs, and then I'm going to come back into my tabletop position. So this is my inhale, and this is my exhale. This is my inhale, and this is my exhale. Couple of things I want you to think about with your nutcracker singles. I want you to think about your torso really staying steady on the floor. When we start coming into these open leg positions, it's really common that we start to lose T-zone because the hips will spread apart as the legs start to open. I'm going to move you back a little bit more now. And we don't want that. We want the T-zone to stay contracted. So it's our responsibility to control our range and not go so wide that we lose the low belly. Let's try this on together. Tabletop position, fingertips at the base of the skull. Inhale T-zone. As you exhale, curl up, reach through and extend your toes. Inhale, control carefully all the way back. Exhale, curl up, reach long and wide. Inhale, roll down to your start position. So as I exhale, the first thing that happens is my knees turn out, and then I reach through to the fingertips and my toes. I bring my toes together before my knees close where my head touches the ground. I'm keeping my shoulders down. Give me 2 more. Nice. You guys are really good at externals. External rotation. Big wide V's. And then take a break. Our last exercise for abs today is our beats. So we're going to be taking this to a whole new level with more breath. Your first option is to keep the hands at the base of the skull. We're going to, yes, flex the feet, turn the knees out. That's our first action. Flex the feet, turn the knees out. We curl up as we push the heels away. We inhale to separate the heels, and then like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz, there's no place like home. We inhale to come down. So we're going to do 4 rounds of 3 beats to start with today. Then we'll do 4 rounds of 4 beats, and then we're done. Cool? I'll give you a break in between. You've got the option of, we'll do the first set with the hands at the base of the skull, and then the second set, actually no, that's a bad idea. The first round, we're going to try the harder level, which is hands by the hips while you beat. So it looks like this. And then for the 4 round, I'll ask that we keep the fingertips at the base of the skull so we're supported, we're not straining our neck. Let's all start here. T-zone tight, we inhale. Turn out, curl up, exhale. Open the legs, breathe in, beat. Inhale down, exhale, curl up. Inhale, open. Halfway there, 2 more of these. Try taking those heels down lower to make it harder. Keep the belly flat. Quick rest break here. Hug the knees. So the higher the heels go, the easier the exercise is. The lower you energize the heels, the harder the exercise is. Work to the level that feels appropriate for you. 1 time again, 4 rounds, this time 4 beats, keeping the hands back. T-zone tight, we inhale. Curl up and extend, we exhale. Legs open, breathe in. 3 beats, 4 beats. Sorry, we're on 4 beats. Exhale up, inhale open. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more to go. Exhale up, inhale open. 4, 3, 2, and done. Good work. All right, so if we are working on our external rotators and our middle split, we're going to do our openings in our pelvic curl series. So you can take your band and tie it around the tops of your thighs. It shouldn't take very long. Just make sure that you're in your Pilates train track so that your knees line up with your hips as you tie your band around the tops of the thighs. So we don't want them to be closed and we don't want them to be open. We want them to be in parallel. Planting your feet into the floor. Careful you don't make that top knot so tight you can't undo it quickly later. So they're just on tops of the thighs. We're lying on the ground, shoulders down flat. If you want a challenge with your pelvic curls, because you've been doing Pilates for a little while, you can do these with your arms in arm prep and your shoulders down on the ground. I need to keep my hands grounded today for my neck, but if you want to try on something a bit more challenging, please feel free. T-zone tight in neutral pelvis, neutral spine, we inhale. Scoop the tailbone under and then one vertebrae at a time, we peel away from the ground as we exhale. We want a straight line from the shoulders, ribs and hips to the knees at the top. Keep that, breathe in. And we want to really tuck the tailbone under as the ribs dish down and imprint as we breathe out, vertebrae by vertebrae. Once we get to the bottom of the mat, you can inhale and relax. And then T-zone tight, we exhale, peel away and repeat that process. Up to the top of the movement, squeezing into the underbutt. Long line, inhale, and then moving with the exhale. So relax and T-zone reset. Breathe in. Tuck and peel away, moving as we breathe out. Find your position at the top. Inhale, reset. And slowly roll down as you breathe out. Again. Yeah, the option is arms up here. And they stay there. One more time with the up and down, then we're all going to come up to the movement and hold there, up to the top of the movement and hold there. Great. Holding at the top now. Tucking the tailbone under, we inhale. Send the knees out wide into the band. Keep the hips high as we exhale. Replace the feet flat on the ground as you breathe in. Now your hips don't get higher or lower. They stay up. Straight line from the shoulder through the hip to the knee. Exhale them open. Inhale them close. Now if you need a little help, you take your hands down to where your butt meets your thighs. It's not your low back you support. That will put you into a back arch. You want to take your hands up where your butt meets your thighs and lift from there. If you need support, lift from there. Exhaling to open, inhaling to close. You have 3 more here. Exhale to open, inhale to close. Last 2. Exhale to open, inhale to close. Last one. Great. Roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to shift to the edge of the mat that's furthest away from me. We're going to bring the arm under the ear and roll towards me. And your knees are going to scooch up towards your hips as you roll, and your feet are going to flex so that we're in position for clam 3. If you'd like to bring your neck into a more neutral alignment, you can pop the pillow or the ball under your head. Just make sure that your chin is tucking in and the back of the neck is long and straight. Okay, so we've got the knees up in line with the hip bones. You can see that your heels are in line with your knees. T-zone tight and the side waist that's closest to the floor is lifted. We're going to squeeze the knee into the band as we exhale. Close as we inhale. Just stick your bottom out and roll forward a little bit so you're not tucking and that hip isn't shifting back. So we want to stick the bottom out, roll the hips forward. Exhale to open, inhale to close. Good. Anita, you can bring your knees a little bit higher towards your hips. Yeah, that's it. Exhale to open. Yeah, same with you, Tels. Bring your knees up a little bit more. Yeah, exhale to open, inhale to close. Really good. Keeping that side waist lifted, long spine from crown to tail. And then we're going to come into our clam kick out. So For this, the knee and the heel lift together. Inhale, T-zone tight. Exhale, lift the knee and the heel pressing into the band. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keep going with that. We've got 5 more here. Three to go. Try not to turn the knee too much to the ceiling. Work in parallel. 2. Keep them stacked. On this one, I want you to squeeze your underbutt, extend the leg. Good. Sweep the heel back as far as you can. I know this is tough with the band. Point the toe, bring the heel to the bottom. Make sure this knee is tracking with the hip and extend the leg all the way through. Flex and sweep back. Point and bring it forward. Flex and sweep back. Exhale. Point and bring it forward. Inhale. Flex and sweep. Point, bring it through. You don't have to go super far back, guys. With the band, it's so much harder. It's more important to remain in a neutral pelvis, a neutral spine. Last one in this direction. You're looking really good. Let's take it the other way. So from here, we're going to take the heel back to the bottom and then extend the leg back. Flex the foot, sweep it forward. Inhale. Point the toe, squeeze and extend as you exhale. Can you keep that leg neutral, knee and ankle facing straight ahead and traveling at the same height as your top hip? 2, 1. We're going to do an extra half. So once you point that toe and take your leg back as far as it will reach, we're going to start drawing some circles in one direction. Keep the side of the waist lifted, keep the body really nice and straight. So don't worry about how far back the leg is, worry about your posture. Point your toe, extend the leg fully. Come on, squeeze that thigh. Good, we're going to circle it the other way. Looking good, guys. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, if your butt cheek is not on fire, we were not doing the same glute series. My butt cheek is on fire. Okay, so which leg is on top? I want you to look at that. We're not done. Before we switch sides, I want to give this guy a little bit of extra burn. So we're going to come up onto hands and knees. Up onto our hands and knees. I'm just getting my spare arm. Here's one I prepared earlier. We're going to repeat that clam 3 kick out. We're going to do it here in 4-point kneeling. Okay. So hands are directly under the shoulders, knees are directly under the hips. I want you to find a long spine. Just to get an awareness of where our shoulders are in space here, I want you to let your heart sink all the way down towards your thumbs. Really release into your scapula. Good. Now I want you to press up so much that your shoulder blades reach super far apart. Good. So release all the way in and press all the way apart. Now, this is only happening at the shoulders, guys. I see a lot of movement halfway down your ribs. It's just your shoulder blades. So release the sternum down to the thumbs and lift the sternum through the shoulder blades. No impact on the rib cage. One more time, release the sternum down, lift it up. Good, now move to halfway between those 2 points. And that will be your neutral spine for your upper back. So we're not sagging, we're not over broad, we're in between. We're going to keep using that same leg that was working when it was on top when we're on the ground. T-zone tight, we inhale. Squeeze that knee open to the side as you exhale. Bring it almost back to where it starts as you breathe in. Squeeze it out to the side again, breathe out. Now nothing else is allowed to move. Inhale it down. The side of the waist stays long, so we're not hiking the hip towards the ribs. We've got the belt squeezing around the hips. We could carry a bowl of noodles across the low back. And on the next one, we're going to stay up and pulse it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale it straight back. Sweep it around to the side. So it's a lift, circle, and lower. And we're going to take it the other way. So lift it up to the side, circle it back, inhale, lower it down. Exhale, out and around, inhale, lower it down. Just 2 to go. And sit back in your child's pose. Staying here for 4 good solid breaths. And then we're going to do all of that on the other side. There is some good news here, and that is that we'll get through this section a little faster because we've already practiced it once. There is some bad news here. Your butt's already burning, like we're already there. It's already sore. There is no relief. There are no words of comfort. Just let's get it done, and then it's over. So down on the ground in our 90-90 position. Option to find that neutral neck using a support, making sure that your knees are out in line with the top part of your hips and that your heels line up with your toes. From there, you've got to stick your bottom out. Lift the side waist up. Easy version, hand on the floor. Hard version, hand on the hip. T-zone tight, we inhale, open the top knee as we exhale. Close it down as we breathe in. I always have to shift my rib back and my hip forward. I can feel that my hip tries to sneak back. So keep them nice and stacked. Exhale to open, inhale to close. Exhale to open. Gosh, you guys are getting strong. I'm very proud of you. Looking amazing. Exhale to open, inhale to close. Last one here, time for that kick out. So we're going to exhale, lift into the legs. Inhale, squeeze together, nothing else moves. The T-zone tight, we're extending through the tailbone. We're long through the neck, and this shoulder is not an earring. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Good thing with the band is that it really prevents the knee leading the foot. Bad thing with the band, it doesn't prevent the foot leading the knee. So be very conscious of that. Last 3. Last 2. Hold it up. Extend the leg. Flexed foot. Sweep it back, keeping neutral through the pelvis. Point the toe, heel to the bum. So we've got 5 bicycles in this direction. Good. Keeping that knee the same height as the hip. Keeping the knee pointing straight ahead. With the band, there's a real tendency for that knee to want to face the floor. So be conscious. You've got 2 more. 2. And 1. Good, let's reverse it. So from our flex foot, we're going to point the toe, take it back, extend it to wherever we can with that hip in neutral, flex it and sweep it forward. Point it back, take it away, flex it, sweep it forward. I am on fire. If you are burning as well, you can just tap out the top of that hip. 2. 1. Take it all the way back, pointy toe, circles in one direction, keep the side waist lifted, keep the whole body in neutral alignment, keep that top shoulder away from your ear and pray that it will be over soon. 4, 3, 2, and 1, reverse. We're nearly there, team. 6, 5, 4, keep breathing, keep squeezing, keep reaching long through that leg. You are done. Tapping it out. Amazing. Told you it would go faster. That went like a breeze. Let's get up onto hands and knees. So we're just going to do 1 scapular push-up to find our ideal alignment. I'll shed my hair just right. So hands are under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips. We've got a long flat back. But to just get that alignment of the scapula correct, we're going to drop the sternum all the way down. We're going to push it all the way up. And then in the middle, so look for that midpoint, Where the shoulders are spread but the arms are hugging into the ribs, that's your neutral back, upper back. T-zone tight, we inhale, lift the leg out to the side as you exhale. Lower it as you breathe in, lift it as you breathe out. Everything is still, everything is strong. The belt around the hips is tight, the pelvis is stable. Good, the creases of the elbows are pointing forward. Give me one more here. Now we're going to switch it. We're going to send the leg back, scoop it around and lower it down. Send the leg back, exhale, scoop it around, lower it down. Lift. 3 more. Keeping that neck long. Last one, we're going to take it the other way. Lift it to the side, sweep it back, control it down. Exhale out and around. Inhale, control it down. Give me 3 more. I'm going to check on you. Good. Lift, scoop it out to the side, back and down. Scoop it out to the side. Lift as high as you can into the band. 1 more. Nice. Take a break in your child's pose. You guys are looking great. Take a break in your child's pose. I know, so much butt stuff today. Oof. You can take your band off now, so undo the knot. We're going to do a quick postural section, very, very quick. And we're going to do a little bit of stretching for our shoulders and a little bit of stretching for our hips. I've only got 12 minutes. All right, so lying on our tummy, I'm going to move this so I can see you very clearly while we're working. And I'm just going to pop this under my forehead today while I explain to you what's happening. So I need your knees, you're already in a bit of turnout today, but I need you to lengthen away through the tailbone, tuck the pubic bone under and keep lifting the belly button up off the floor. We're going to have our arms in our stop sign position. Inhale the T-zone tight, exhale, knit those shoulder blades back into a V. Inhale, release them. The chin is lifting into the neck, but it's towards the base of the skull. So we exhale, squeeze back. Inhale, relax. The elbows and the hands stay flat on the ground. They don't move. Tailbone is tucked, belly button is lifted. Keep going. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale to relax. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale to relax. Good. Chantel, I can't see your shoulder blades moving at all. So lift your belly button into your spine. Push your palms, firmly through the floor. Perfect, Sharon. Perfect, Rachel. Great. Let's take the hands up as well now. So we're going to exhale, squeeze, lift the elbows and the hands. Inhale, control them down to the ground. Exhale, squeeze elbows and hands. Inhale, control to the ground. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. Now let's add the head. As we exhale, squeeze and lift with the hand and elbow at the same height, we're going to lift the head but keep the chin in and the gaze down. And we're going to control that forehead all the way back to the ground. Exhale, lift and look. Inhale, control it all the way down. Please keep your tailbone tucked and make sure at the bottom you press your elbows through the ground. Rising, gaze down. Controlling, press the elbows down. So it's taking our sternum. So our sternum is pressing forward through the chest when we're at the top. When we press the elbows down, it lifts gently into the mid-back. Okay, we're going to practice our breaststroke arms. So if you can, bring your hands down into this stop sign position, forehead on the ground, tailbone tucked under. T-zone tight, we inhale. We start by lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back and down. Good. Now we're going to hover the arms up, hug them in, and turn the thumbs up to the ceiling. Good. Reach the arms forward long and straight. Turn the thumbs face down, sweep them back. Bend the elbows. So I need you to keep your sternum lifted and your shoulders, the heads of the shoulders lifted up. Extend forward, flip, and flip again. Extend forward, flip, squeeze the arms into the ribs and flip again. Extend forward, flip, flip, extend forward. Exhale as you swim back. Inhale as you reach forward. And now we're going to create a pillow with our hands. Before you pop your head down, I'd like you to watch my feet, please. So I'm going to push my big toes into the floor to get my heels to face each other and my legs to come close. I'm then going to squeeze my bottom, pushing my hips into the ground so that those heels lift up. They're really energized. I'm going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. You ready for that? This is B to the heels. Feet are flexed. T-zone tight, we inhale. Energize the feet as you exhale, kicking them up. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you feel that from the underbutt. Beating those heels together. The back is not arching. Your glutes are squeezing like your life depends on it. Keep lifting the belly button into the mid-back. Good. Keep the head relaxed down on the arms. Get those heels to touch. Come on, you can do it. 10, 9, beat, beat, beat. 8, it's the theme of our class. 7, 6, 5, 4, keep breathing, keep squeezing, keep pulsing. 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. I'm going to put those two together, not today though, we're a little short on time. So that's all of the postural stuff we're going to do. Coming up, you can push back into your child's pose. Coming up. Okie dokie. Grabbing your strap again for me, please. And you're going to hold it between your hands, low down to your hips. And I'm very purposefully sitting on my feet and not sitting cross-legged or with my feet out in front of me. If this is not comfortable for you to sit on your feet, please be up on your knees. Cool? So you're holding onto the strap quite wide beside the hips. And I want you to look at your wrist. Throughout this exercise, a lot of breaking at the wrist really creates a lot of shoulder dysfunction. Cool, so I want you to try and find a neutral wrist through the exercise that we're about to do together, which means not over flexing and not over curling. Try and find neutral. So keeping the ribs in the body, neutral spine, spine long and straight, chin drawing in. We start to extend the arms up towards the ceiling, keeping the ribs down, take them all the way back, keeping the wrists neutral. Oh, you guys use both arms. Sorry, I've just got this on my short arm. You will do this with both hands. Sorry. All the way down. Try not to let the wrist pull back at the bottom. Good. Keep the ribs in the body. Extend the arms up. All the way up and all the way over. Now, if that was way too easy for you, you can move your hands in a little bit closer. But make sure that you're still in control of the wrists as you take the arms up to the ceiling. But ribs are in the body as the arms come back. Wrists are in neutral as the hands come down. Good. Up and over. And the body staying nice and still. Forward and down. You can bring your hands closer if that's still too easy. Neutral through the wrist. I see some flexing wrists here. Keep that body nice and still. Great. Move your hands just 1 inch closer on that, and we're going to take the arms up over the head, keeping the ribs pulling down towards the hips. We're going to start by tipping to the side. Bring the arms all the way forward and around, up and back. Big circle, forward and around, so your hips stay on your heels, but we're moving from the ribs. Really push out into the band. One more in this direction. We're going to do the same exercise now in the other direction. So pushing out into the band, take it over to the side, ribs in the body, curl forward, open the chest and arch back. Curl forward, open the chest and arch back. Keep the ribs in the body. Keep the arms straight. Nice, all done. Reach those arms up to the ceiling, slowly bring them forward and down in front of you, and you are done with the band. Okie dokie, froggy stretches. Woo woo. Time to get into your froggies. So before we get full frog, we're going to take 1 foot out to the side, bring the foot into your groin, of the other leg, and make sure that this hip, so the bent leg, is facing towards the knee. So we're moving away from the straight leg, which has its foot flexed and the toe pointing up towards the ceiling. The shoulder of the straight leg is going to come down towards the floor, called chin tucked in, neck long. The arm of the bent leg is going to come up over your ear and extend. Good. Now the fingers of this arm are pointing towards your bent leg. Good. Now I want those two arms to reach in opposite directions, reaching away from each other for 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle this hand to the ground. Take the other hand, shift it to the other side. Breathe in, lift the chest. Breathe out, bend the elbows. Good. Coming up, we're going to turn to the middle, so in between the two knees now, fingertips in front of the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bend the elbows. Keep your tailbone reaching back. Bring it up. Now we're going to turn and face the bent leg, one hand to each side. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, take it forward. Keep that straight hip grounded. And coming up through the spine, we're going to switch it over to the other side. Bringing the foot into the thigh, making sure that that knee is pointing forward and the straight leg is out to the side. This arm, we take the shoulder towards the floor, the knee, and extend the arm out long and straight. Other one starts bent, extends over your ear. And we're going to rotate the chest towards the ceiling, keeping your chin towards the shoulder. Head nice and lifted. Great. Circle that arm down to the inside of the straight leg. Bring this hand to the other side. Lift the chest. Breathe in. Bend the elbows with a nice long straight back as you breathe out. Coming up through the spine. Finding the midpoint in between those knees. Your hands are in line with the shoulders. Lift the chest. Bend the elbows. Coming up, and then facing over the bent knee, one hand to each side, lift the chest, breathe in, and then tipping in, keeping the other bottom on the ground. That's the biggest challenge. Trying to keep those shoulders back, away from the ears. Nice. Coming up, bringing both heels towards each other, moving them towards the groin, bringing your knees out wide so your hips and your heels are close. Use the elbows to send the knees wide to the side. We're going to use the breath to do this 3 times. So inhale, push apart as you exhale. 1. Hold. Again, inhale, push apart as you exhale. 2. One more time. Inhale, push apart as you exhale. 3. Keeping that chest lifted, spine long and straight here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back up. Froggy. Let's do it. All right, so our froggy stretch. It's like a clam 3, but on both sides at once. We've got to have the knees in line with the hips and the heels in line with the knees. It's going to look like this. I don't have a lot of space for this, really. Actually, I'm going to turn this way so you can see my legs. Boom. So I use my feet to walk my knees out. I line my hips up with my knees. I line my heels up with my knees. I then find neutral spine on my elbows. So I'm in my neutral pelvis to begin. I will carry on when I can see you in this position. So in your froggy, you can maybe, Chantel, I don't know how you're going to go, but you try. You can do it on your back. Good. So finding that froggy, keeping the low belly lifted. See if your knees will come a little bit further apart once you find your alignment. Good. Now we're going to curl the pubic bone into the ribs. I'm not arching my back. I'm curling my pubic bone up towards my ribs. Good. And now I'm going to lengthen my tailbone away. Curl the pubic bone in towards the ribs. Lengthen the tailbone away. 2 more times. Curling the pubic bone in. Lengthen the tailbone away, keeping the rib to hip connection there. Yep. Pubic bone in. tailbone away. Good stuff. Take a breath in. Walk the knees further apart as you breathe out. And you can relax into that. We're here for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back onto the hands. Use them, walk them forward. Let your belly drop onto the ground. Your heels will come up into the air. You're going to windshield wipe them in one direction and then the other. Yeah. That's the best bit about a froggy stretch. Is the windscreen wipers afterwards. Go ahead and roll onto your back. We need to stretch out your glutes and then you're free to go. Cross the right foot over the left knee. Turn it out to the side. Bring the left foot towards you. Oi, oi, oi. Look for the sweet spot. So just as soon as you find it, you commit to it and just hang out there. Great. We're going to switch sides. Finding a sweet spot, keeping that nice neutral spine, not over tucking. Beautiful. And then rolling over, taking the hands under the shoulders, taking the knees up into the armpits as the heels reach towards the floor. Letting the head surrender forward, nodding it yes. Making sure those knees are turning out to the third toes as you shake the head no. And then pressing down through the ball of the foot, the outer edge and the heel. We're going to slowly roll up and stack one vertebrae at a time. Lifting the shoulders, rolling them back, sliding them down, and extending all the way to your crown.